BTI's in. You got BTI? How close?
First 2 million.
All right, guys, we're going to get rocking and rolling here. Good to be back in the saddle after a couple days of handling some business this week. A lot we're going to cover on today's program. A lot we're going to cover. I don't know if many of you know, Williams-Sonoma has closed in the shops of Stonefield. We have restaurant news from downtown Charlottesville with the opening of a new restaurant on Water Street in the old Moe's Barbecue location, the old Mono Loco location. We'll talk about that today on the program. How about this Virginia men's basketball team? That victory against Duke, as sweet a victory as the Hoos have had this season. Got to highlight some takes from the Hoos victory and what we can expect to close the season. You're talking one of the hottest teams in college basketball right now, Tony Bennett's bunch. Virginia Democrats have now joined Republicans. Many of Virginia Democrats in the Senate have now joined Republicans on their stance on masking. Remember when Youngkin's executive order was seen as damaging to children in schools? Well, now many Democrats in Virginia, senators, have joined Republicans in a move that will empower parents when it comes to masks in schools. Shocking developments, frankly. We'll talk about that today on the program. We will talk 10-cent real estate tax rate increase as we've predicted for a week on this program and what that is going to do to this community. It is now advertised in the paper of record, the Daily Progress, the tax rate increase. The question I have for you, 2 questions in fact, that I will ask you when the show starts. If we increase the tax rate on real estate 10 cents, at the same time assessments have increased 12% year over year, at the same time inflation is trending at 7%, and at the same time interest rates are going up percentage points, what is that going to do to this community? The second question I have for you, we're doing this 10-cent real estate tax rate increase for school reconfiguration. I'm all for closing the educational gap that widened even more during COVID. However, if closing the educational gap with school reconfiguration means gentrifying families on the financial margin out of Charlottesville, won't school reconfiguration eventually benefit wealthy families and not the families we're trying to support or benefit through reconfiguration? It's a topic we have to cover today on the program. Give the show a like and a share. Hit the like button. Johnny Ornalis, thank you. Scott Aaronworth, we have missed you as well. 2 days taking care of some business associated with VMV Brands, positive business. Meant 2 days of no show, and we've truly have missed you guys. We'll get rocking and rolling in about 20 seconds here. Judah, how you looking on your end?
Oh, I'm still looking for a picture.
Okay, PTI is ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
All right, give me 7 seconds and I can get cracking. Good Wednesday afternoon, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to the I Love CVille show. Thank you kindly for joining us. We are live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille network. Today's show is going to be dynamite, guys. 2 days off from doing the I Love CVille show, Monday and Tuesday of this week, and I have missed connecting with you guys tremendously. A little background, we had to take care of some business over the last couple days associated with our advertising agency, V&V Brands. That kept me from being in the saddle hosting this show, but it feels great to be back. And we have a lot to cover on today's program, including the announcement of a brand new restaurant in downtown Charlottesville, a brand that you have come to love, and a brand that is now going to have a brick and mortar in the heartbeat of our community. That story in minutes on the I Love CVille show. Williams-Sonoma has closed its location, its brick and mortar in Stonefield. The shops at Stonefield. Williams-Sonoma, the high-end luxury kitchen and home quality of life store is no more in Charlottesville and Albemarle County. We will analyze and discuss what happened today in the program. Of course, we're going to lead with masking and Virginia Democrats siding now with Republicans in the Senate on mask mandates and the empowerment of parents in association with masking in schools. It's very interesting in the world of politics how a tune can be changed in a matter of a couple of weeks. Of course, we will also discuss the 10-cent real estate tax rate increase that we predicted all along would happen, that is now being advertised in the Daily Progress for the next 30 days. City Council on Monday very much alluded to this tax rate increase to fund school reconfiguration. Mayor Lloyd Snook, who we have tremendous respect for, has offered his thoughts on the tax rate increase on social media, the impact it could have on the community and projects, capital improvement projects moving forward. Boys and girls, we are locked and loaded with a jam-packed edition of the I Love CVille show. Today's program presented by Skooma Boutique Dispensary, the best dispensary in the city of Charlottesville. Skooma Boutique Dispensary, located next to Rapture Restaurant. David and his family at Skooma Boutique Dispensary have certificates of analyses for everything in the store. Skooma Boutique Dispensary. And let's not forget our friend Scott Wagner of Scott Wagner Integrated Medicine. For a decade, our advertising agency, V&V Brands, has worked alongside Dr. Wagner in growing market share. And the man does it right. And his integrated medicine practice has your back. Scott Wagner has your back. Judah Wickhauer is our director. J-Dubs, let's get this camera shifted over here for my two-shot with you. Let me know when you have that Williams-Sonoma pick all ready to rock and roll as well. Welcome Lynchburg, Richmond, Fairfax, Arlington, Short Pump, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Williamsburg to the program, all from the Commonwealth. Our friends in Tennessee, Maryland, and North Carolina on the show as well. You, the viewer and listener, can offer perspective on any topic we're going to cover. Just put them in the feed. Alex Erpy, it's good to have you on the comment section. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Joanne Mackey, we're going to dub you the Queen of Keswick. Joanne Mackey is highlighting the midterm elections. All right, so the lead of the program is this. Mask mandates. I'm going to cut to the chase. Are becoming a thing of the past. It's a sour note for many. It's a sweet note for even more. Virginia Democrats in the Senate were lambasting Governor Glenn Youngkin a couple of weeks ago for his push to end school mask mandates through an executive order. Yesterday, nearly half of the Democrats in the Virginia Senate voted to advance legislation that basically does the same thing Glenn Youngkin campaigned that he was going to do, and then literally did in the first inning of his campaign in early January. I'm going to read you some language from Virginia Mercury, a fantastic publication that covers Richmond. The headline: Senate set to vote on bill ending mask mandates in Virginia school. The subheadline: This train is leaving the station, says Democratic opponent of school masking. The first 3 paragraphs, including the lead, L-E-D-E, of the story. In a surprise move, an education bill was amended on the floor of the Democratic-led Virginia Senate on Tuesday afternoon to include a provision allowing families to opt out of mask rules in their school and their local schools. Legislation senators from both parties said is expected to win final passage today. Second paragraph. The amendment was proposed by Senator Chap Peterson, a Democrat from Fairfax, who recently described school mask mandates as, in, quote, unscientific and inhumane, end quote, in a letter urging Fairfax County Public Schools to end the policy as soon as possible. Third paragraph. Though Peterson said his proposal arose on its own, it closely mirrors Governor Glenn Youngkin's executive order meant to allow parents to opt their children out of school mask mandates. And the fourth paragraph, and then I'll give you my take. Here's the fourth. And what appeared to be a sharp reversal of Democratic support for those mandates, 10 Virginia Democrats join the Senate's 19 Republicans to accept the mandate on a 29-9 vote. Ladies and gentlemen, missed you too, Vanessa Parko, Queen of Earlysville. Ladies and gentlemen, you legitimately, in a matter of a couple of weeks, had a massive about face with the Democrats in the Senate, Virginia Democrats in the Senate, and what Glenn Youngkin was trying to do with an executive order in January. Youngkin lambasted by Virginia Democrats for his executive order to reverse former Governor Ralph Northam's course of action. Today, many of those same Democrats have changed their tune. I ask a fair and straightforward question. What changed their mind? Why is leadership siding with Republicans? Why is leadership doing this proverbial about face? The Queen of Keswick, Joanne Mackey, says, midterms, Jerry, midterms. Perhaps so, Queen of Keswick. In a few short months, we have midterm elections on the horizon. And there's undoubtedly COVID fatigue in the Virginia ecosystem. And COVID fatigue is evolving into COVID frustration, anger, forgetfulness. And with such little time between now and midterms, are we seeing elected officials reading the political climate, the temperature on main streets in jurisdictions across the Commonwealth. Doing so from an election standpoint and the opportunity to win or lose said election. Now, friend of the program, I'm not going to utilize his name. Scott Aaronworth, you are the king of Virginia Beach, and someone who I've dubbed the largest foodie in Charlottesville. But I'm going to get back to the topic du jour of masking and mandates. A gentleman who watches or listens to this program quite often, I won't utilize his name here because we text each other about this topic in confidence, and he has not given me the green light of being able to use his name on this topic. He's a man that's tremendously respected in this community, one I respectfully disagree on a number of topics, but still I admire and respect his opinion. I sent him the Virginia Mercury link last night at 7:54 p.m. He responded at 10:56 p.m. last night. And this is how he responded. And it's important that I read this to you because he's got fair points here. The bill you are talking about would not take in effect until July 1. Conditions will be far different then than they were at the time of the January executive order from Glenn Youngkin. That makes more sense than lifting mask mandates for school children at the peak of the Omicron surge. Fair points there. Fair points, my friend. Points that I need to reiterate to you. Regardless, we have a storyline that will certainly influence our midterms. There's no more hot topic of a storyline than mask mandates, children, safety in schools. And I agree with the Queen of Keswick, Joanne Mackey. Elected school boards will face elections like they never saw before. Joanne also has this comment, the Queen of Keswick. The mask issue is now making Democrats look un-American. Queen of Keswick, Joanne Mackey. Your thoughts, your comments, your concerns, your perspective, put them in the feed. Anyone want to send me texts or direct messages and allow me to relay them on air? I'm happy to do that. Judah Wickower is our director. I'd like to get a two-shot and get some of your takes on some of these topics, or this topic specifically, before we move on to the 10-cent real estate tax rate increase that I think is going to gentrify this community and unfortunately make the community even more wealthy and more homogenous than it's ever been. Judah Wickower, two-shot, director of the program, your take on what's happening in the Virginia Senate.
Well, like I've said, I've not been a big fan of Youngkin mandating, but I do appreciate the fact that we can come to a consensus. That is what government is supposed to be about: is talking to each other, agreeing and disagreeing, and coming to some type of compromise. And I think that we're at least now agreed that that this is a good thing to drop the mask mandates.
What do you make of the about face? 2 weeks ago, Virginia Democrats lambasting, berating Youngkin. Now, many cross the aisle.
I think some of it may be due to upcoming elections, but I think there's also something to be said for not mandating when you don't have a consensus. We've got a problem all the way up, all the way up the line in government. When presidents mandate, we have a problem with it. because they're not going through the system. The system is made to have checks and balances and for us to come to consensus before we start creating laws and doing things like setting mandates or
Executive orders.
yeah, executive orders is skirting the process and saying, look, this is what I want to do. I don't care what anyone else thinks. And in this case, I think who was it that said that maybe January wasn't the time to do it, and
That was a respected listener of the program who's been on the show before, but I do not want to utilize names.
No, that's
because
fine.
Because it's a text chain done in confidence.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get the name. I'm just saying I agree. You know, maybe the time wasn't right. Maybe it needed more discussion, and that's what I was pushing for the whole time. Talk about it. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to people you wouldn't normally talk to. Listen to people. Hear what they have to say, even if you disagree with them. That's how we come to consensus. That's how we come to understand our, the hopes and fears of our neighbors, rather than just saying, screw you guys, this is what's right. I'm right, you're wrong.
School board elections this year. School board elections this year, I think, will be perhaps some of the most scrutinized, focused upon, and frankly engaged with of any we have perhaps ever seen in Virginia history.
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That's an absolutely good thing.
Yeah. Get people involved, get people talking.
It's a very good thing. Steve Harvey, watching the program, running for Albemarle County Board of Supervisors in the Whitehall District. If you have consensus, you don't need a mandate. Everyone agrees already. Harvey, very much opposed to the mask mandate. Very interesting topic today, guys. The headline across Virginia newspapers, Commonwealth-wide, I'm talking the Pilot, the Times-Dispatch, and the Post, Washington, will be this headline. It will be this headline in this topic tomorrow. If we go to a one-shot, then I'm going to work you in on a two on our next topic. Speaking of headlines, and what should undoubtedly concern you, especially if you prioritize diversity, eclectic thought, especially if you prioritize affordable housing, especially if you are concerned about a community becoming, frankly, I will cut to the chase, wealthier and whiter. Currently in today's newspaper, a 10-cent real estate tax rate increase is being advertised. By law, the advertisement must exist for 30 days. On Monday evening, 5 city councilors, Mayor Snook, Councilor Payne, Councilor McGill, newly minted Councilor Wade, and newly minted Councilor Pinkston, deliberated, debated, discussed how we're going to fund school reconfiguration in the city of Charlottesville. $75 to $100 million conservatively will be needed for this reconfiguration. That money's got to come from somewhere. Newly minted Councilor Juan Diego Wade campaigned on a commitment to city schools. For over a decade, he served on the Charlottesville City School Board, Juan Diego Wade. Today, we have an economic climate that is pinching disposable income like never before, certainly pinching disposable income for families, for couples, and for individuals who are living on the financial margin like never before. I've outlined these KPIs a number of times on this show. Year over year, city assessments, real estate have increased 12%. Inflation undoubtedly impacting every community, not just Charlottesville. Fill up your tank of gas, go to the grocery store, buy some bacon, buy a gallon of milk, eat out at a restaurant. You'll feel that pinch of inflation. Interest rates going up, going up, going up, going up. 3, 5, 6 interest rate hikes in 2022 alone, depending on who you speak to. Explain to me, please, the ramifications of this simplified equation. If real estate assessments in the city of Charlottesville on average have upticked 12%, you're taxed on your assessment. And if real estate, the stuff we own that we live in, is assessed year over year at a 12% clip higher in 2022 versus last year, it's the first KPI. That's going down at the same time that inflation's trending at 7%. And it's happening in the same ecosystem that 5 city councilors are deliberating, debating, discussing a 10-cent real estate tax rate increase. Explain to me the ramifications of these all colliding at the same time. Please help me understand. Explain to me the ramifications, the collateral damage of all 3 of these elements colliding at the same time while interest rates are upticking, and upticking some more. I've asked this question on our I Love Seville Instagram. The 3rd largest Instagram following in the city of Charlottesville and Central Virginia is ours on I Love Seville, with over 13,300 people clinging to our commentary on Instagram. Here's what I posted. I am all for closing the educational gap that widened even more during COVID. However, if closing the educational gap through school reconfiguration by raising or increasing the real estate tax rate 10 cents or higher means gentrifying families on the financial margin out of Charlottesville, won't school reconfiguration eventually just benefit wealthy families as opposed to the ones we're trying to benefit today? The unfortunate aspect of school reconfiguration is it's not a light switch. We can't just fund it and immediately enjoy it. VMDO, it's going to take years for their architectural vision to become a reality through construction. So we need the runway of cash, of incremental revenue to fund this $75 to $100 million project. The initial price tag was $75 million. VMDO in its first presentation to City Council came in at $82 million. $7 million over the $75 million projected budget. The first effing meeting was $7 million. That's 10% higher than the projected $75 million budget. The first meeting. Lloyd Snook. I have tremendous respect for Lloyd Snook. Tremendous respect for you, Councilor Snook. I know you watch and listen to this program, sir. I see you in the hallways. You know I have tremendous respect for you, Councilor Snook. Mayor Snook. He posted this on Facebook earlier today. If we do the Buford reconfiguration project, even with a 10-cent rise in the tax rate, we will not have any spare money for capital improvement projects through 2031. The 10-cent rise will go entirely to the additional debt service from the Buford project through 2031. I'll read that to you again. Mayor Snook, very impactful comments from Mayor Snook. If we do the Buford reconfiguration project, even with a 10-cent rise in the tax rate, we will not have any spare money for capital improvement projects through about 2031. The 10-cent rise will go entirely to the additional debt service from the Buford project through 2031. It is this question. It is literally this question, okay? This is the question we as taxpayers, as citizens of this community should be asking ourselves, okay? We should be asking ourselves this question right here. Is a school reconfiguration project and the return on investment or the value proposition that comes with it, does that outweigh the inability to have spare money for capital improvement projects for the next 9 years? Furthermore, is a $75 million to $100 million school reconfiguration project worth the collateral damage of gentrification and pushing fixed budgeted individuals, families, couples that are out of work, retired, or underpaid out of a 10.2 square mile city? If we are not asking these questions, we are not being honest with ourselves. You cannot increase assessments 12% in the city on average during a time of 7% inflationary sacrifices and also increase the tax rate 10 cents per $100 of value with not having significant gentrification. The project for a couple of decades has been needed, school reconfiguration at Buford. A couple of decades. And the current counselors are paying for the sins of their predecessors. And the sins of their predecessors is the deprioritization of school reconfiguration. They were distracted and put this on the back burner and kicked it down the proverbial curb. And today's counselors are dealt with the bloody aftermath. It's a position no one truly will want to be in. But this is why you run for elected office. You don't do it for popularity. Half the people are going to dislike you, borderline hate you, and the other half won't even care about you. If the 10-cent tax rate increase is approved, and I'm a betting and gambling man, I bet you it will be, you're going to have a reconfiguration project that's going to take years to do, and the beneficiaries of that reconfiguration project are going to be families and children that are the opposite of what the reconfiguration project was meant for all along. Two-shot, Judah Wick-Herrick, director of the program. Perspective and thoughts.
I think that I think that I think that putting the focus on the kids and helping them is a great thing, but yeah, I think is this really going to do what they're planning on doing? Is this really going to have the effect that is desired, or are they just spending money frivolously? Is there a clear outlook for how this is going to have an effect? And this is just Walker and Buford, right? It's a lot of money for one set of schools.
It's a lot of money when the yearly budget for a municipality like Charlottesville is just over 200 million.
No doubt.
Now, I understand that 75 to 100 million is chopped up over years. But to put it in perspective, the jurisdiction's budget for 1 year is just over 200 million. And we're talking 75 to 100 for this.
Mm-hmm.
The families that we're trying to serve here will not benefit from this reconfiguration, because these tax increases, which are regressive by nature,
We'll push them out.
will push them out. And this reminds me of is the word axiom?
I'm not sure how do you want to use
Can't
it.
seeing the forest through the trees?
Yeah, I'd say that's or a maxim.
Oh, what's that?
A maxim. Axiomatic. It's as axiomatic.
Axiom, the definition, a statement or proposition which is regarded as being established, accepted, or self-evidently true. A statement or proposition on which an abstractly defined structure is based. I'd say that's an axiom, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Is that are the current counselors paying for the sins of their predecessors?
Yeah, I think very often we do. It's hard to. You can't look into the future, and it's easy to look at the past with 20/20 vision and say, "Oh, we should have done this. We should have fixed the bridge a lot. Should have started that a lot sooner." Yeah, but my problem is.
Why would anybody want to do this? Get into local government at the
Because-
counselor or supervisor level. Why would anybody want to do this?
Well, they certainly don't do it for the shit that they get, but
$16K a year, Albemarle County Board of Supervisors get. Counselors, Charlottesville, $18K a year. The mayor, $20,000 a year. Why would anybody want to do this? My wife asks me that 3 times a week.
because of a deep, abiding love of the community and a desire to see it better off. Of course, we also have different viewpoints on how that's achieved, and obviously a diverse board of supervisors gives us.
Neither are diverse.
What's that?
Neither are diverse. The Board of Supervisors in Albemarle County are dominated by the Democrats. 6 supervisors, 6 Democrats. 5 counselors in the city of Charlottesville, 5 counselors, 5
I know.
Democrats.
I know.
Are we in this position because of party stranglehold in the county of Albemarle and the city of Charlottesville?
Probably. It's also, it's also a matter of how people vote. And if there are enough people voting for Democrats, then, can you even imagine a Republican attempting to run nowadays?
I think and I've identified this many times, and Youngkin proved this. We talked about this with Steve Harvey, who's watching now. The party, the Republican Party, its stigma, its brand connotations are not that of the Republican Party from the Trump term.
That's true, but I think we've had trouble. I think we've had. I think this predates Trump. if I'm not mistaken.
Location specific? This location specific you're speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah. This location's always been a
Hotbed.
one-party town. One-party town. The last Republican to win in the city of Charlottesville, can you name him?
Is he on the radio?
Rob Schilling. Rob Schilling, the last one
Yeah.
to win.
And how long ago was that?
That was a generation ago. Think about that.
Yeah.
Let's look that up. I'm gonna do a quick Google search on that. I'm going to Sevillepedia. Rob Schilling, former city councilor and the last Republican to sit on the body. He was a councilor from, when was he a councilor? 2006. 15 years, 16 years. 16 years isn't quite in a generation, is it?
Not quite. but,
2006 to 2022, it's starting to flirt with it.
it's getting there.
The next election, 2023, when councilors Payne and McGill and Mayor Snook, their seats open, the winners of those three seats would serve in 2024. 2006 to 2024 is 18 years. That's getting pretty damn close to generation. Certainly by the
Yeah.
end of the term of the next three
Yeah.
that are elected in 2023, because it's a 4-year term, so
Right.
that would be 2028. That would be 2020. That would be 22 years.
Yeah.
That's a generation.
Yeah, I'll give that.
Can you think of it in? Can you think of a city of Charlottesville resident that would run as an R that could win?
In Charlottesville. I don't know that I can think of one now.
I can't think of a single one. I can't think of a single one. Can you?
They'd have to campaign hard, and they'd have to.
They'd have to campaign as a moderate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are enough people that would come out of the woodwork by that time that.
Can someone think of a single one? Put it in the feed. City of Charlottesville specifically.
Yeah, that's tough.
The courage and the gumption to do it in this municipality.
It's sad that you would need courage and gumption to run.
And I think those two words may be understatements
Yeah,
of what you would need.
I think it's sad that you would need that to run as the.
As anything in
Yeah.
any jurisdiction.
Right.
It's such a broken system that you have to align yourself to one of two parties despite moderate status or perspective or ideology
Yeah.
to have the machine or the systematic advantage to get into office.
And it's also sad that you need enough money.
I mean, 100K
To make it
in
work.
fundraising
Yeah.
to get into a local office.
Yeah. And if you're not aligned with someone's party politics, then you're at an extreme disadvantage in fundraising that kind of money.
100K in fundraising. Each Pinkston and Wade fundraised 100K plus for their campaigns.
Man.
To put that in perspective, they each get paid 18K. So over the course of their 4-year terms, they're paid
What, 2/3?
$72,000 and they fundraised over $100,000 to get into office. Put that in perspective.
Yeah.
There's perspective for you. Six figures plus to get into office for a seat that you're going to hold that's going to pay you $72,000 over 4 years. Crazy banana times. Crazy banana times. All right, a couple of items out of the notebook, and then we'll get to your comments. If you have something to offer, perspective and comment-wise, put them in the feed here. We have 5 states and a lot of the Commonwealth watching the program across every social media platform known to mankind. Yes, the show will be archived on iloveseville.com. Mama Bird is opening on Water Street. We can go to the one shot. Do you have the photo of them doing some painting over the Moe's logo that you can put on screen?
I do.
Give me the thumbs up, sir, when that photo is on screen, please, sir. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Everyone look at the screen, please, now. This is restaurant breaking news for you. You see the former Moe's Original Barbecue Water Street location signage branding. This is at the old Mono Loco spot on Water Street. It's being painted over, this was yesterday, and Mama Bird, Sussex Farms Mama Bird, is coming into the spot. We know Mama Bird from the Charlottesville Farmers Market. In fact, they're, what's the word? My wonderful better half, if you were watching here, what is the word for the food for that bowl that I got at Mama Bird?
Is it bibimbap?
Yeah. You're not even my wonderful, beautiful, better half over here, and you know the answer. I actually spend more time with this guy than I do with my wonderful, beautiful, better half. It's, how do you say it?
I don't know how you say it.
I think
but it's
that's definitely what it is.
It's spelled bib.
Are you on a
bib-
two-shot here?
No.
We go two-shot here. That's exactly what it is. It's terrifying that you're finishing my sentences right now.
Well, I've
You
seen.
saw it on the Instagram.
I've seen pictures on Instagram, and I've seen it around, and
It's pretty damn good.
I don't think I've ever had it.
It's
but
a flavor
spelled
explosion.
Bibimbap.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They gained fame. You're saying on the two?
Yeah.
They gained fame at the farmer's market, Mama Bird. She's fantastic. She's dynamite. She's vivacious. Her personality is contagious. You want to be in her orbit. She has incredible talents, as do her family members, with culinary delights. And they are taking over the Moe's Barbecue space, formerly known as Mono Loco. I don't know what you think, but I think that spot is dynamite. And I know the husband and wife behind Moe's Water Street.
Mm-hmm.
Very different than the husband and wife behind Moe's Ivy. Moe's Ivy is Mike and Ashley. They're awesome, Mike and Ashley. Moe's Water Street was, help me with this, guys, Riley and, let's see if I can do a quick Google search. Anyway, I think the Mono location, the new Mama Bird location, is bona fide. You have Code
Mm-hmm.
literally across the street from you
Yeah.
that is now online. When it was Moe's Barbecue, they had to go through the construction,
Right.
which essentially closed down sidewalk traffic and foot traffic to the location and made parking even more of a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure that was not a help to their business. But yeah, now that Coda's open, they'll probably have
Couple
Probably-
thousand
business people coming
across
in.
the street.
Yeah.
And do we have Bip and Bop options? Doma's Bip and Bop on West Main. What was the storefront photo we just posted on Insta? The Doma, the competitor to Doma,
Oh, is that Maru?
Maru. There you go, making us better. So you got Maru. Does Maru have Bip and Bop? I'll do a quick Google search on Maru downtown. I'm pretty sure Doma does. Korean barbecue. I'm going to the menu. You go to the menu of Doma.
Okay.
I'll go to the menu of Maru. And let's see if we can go. Okay, so the Maru menu. Good night. This website needs a little bit of work here. VMV Brands, Maru. We love your food. Your online position needs a little TLC. We can help you with this. Maru downtown's got a Bip and Bop for $13. They describe it as a medley of marinated vegetables served over a bed of sticky white rice with your choice of spicy pork, chicken, organic tofu, or beef. All topped with the sunny side up egg, and spicy something, gochujang sauce on the side. So there's a Bip and Bop on that menu. Is there one on downtown, Doma?
Yeah, I need to get some bibimbap and try it. Doma does have a bibimbap It's rice topped with onion, carrot, shiitake mushroom, bean sprouts, zucchini, kale, sunny side egg, served with Doma spicy gochujang sauce
That's
And-
that's the word I was talking about.
and doenjang soup on the side. And you can get it with beef, pork, spicy pork, chicken, tofu, or seafood. Man, I'm hungry.
Okay, so here's the question for you. This is a legitimate question. Doma is on West Main Street, right by Maya Restaurant, Connell Divide, JM Stock Provisions.
Okay.
Maru is on the downtown mall.
Yeah. On this end.
Right, so close to, what'd you say, close to Citizen Burger Bar? Relatively?
Citizens close to the middle. Maru is across from the Nook.
Okay, across from the Nook. Okay, great description. So you would say Doma to Maru. What's the distance you got there? Half mile?
Yeah, it's probably only a half mile.
And the dead center would be the Mama Bird at the old Mono Loco location. So you're looking at, on a map, 3 restaurant models that are the same cuisine within 3/4 of a mile of each other.
That's often the case, though, in Charlottesville.
You don't think that's too close for comfort?
I don't know. I mean, people going out, are they going to decide where to go based on location, or are they
I
going
mean,
to
aren't they the
make
same
their decision,
location?
or are they going to make their decision based on where they want to go?
Or you're saying brand loyalty?
No, I just mean like
All right, who has the market advantage then? Who has the market advantage? Doma, Maru, or Mama Bird?
well, I think if they've got good parking over by Mama Bird, they might have the advantage.
Because you're going to highlight code.
It's not always easy to park on Main Street, and if you're going to the downtown mall, you've got to park somewhere off the mall and then walk towards it. So if Mama Bird's got parking right there where you can
You
get
got
out
the
of the
paid
car,
lot right next to it.
yeah,
You got outside patio. Doma doesn't have the outside patio. Maru does on the downtown mall. So if
Yeah.
we're comparing X's and O's, outside patio, Mama Bird's is better than Doma's. Doma's is non-existent. Outside patio is crucial in COVID times. And we're curious to see if human behavior has been changed where some portion of the population is going to only eat outside moving forward.
I think that's going to go the way of the dodo bird, but
You got to be a little more empathetic. The dodo bird, you're comparing people to the
extinct.
the
Look,
dodo bird.
look, some people will keep up, but
Dodo bird.
look, people are already voting the mask mandate down. I think it won't be long. Come spring, people are going to be eating outside anyways.
That's
And it
true.
won't matter. But I think most people are ready to go out now. A lot of us already are doing it.
Patio edge goes to Mama Bird over Doma. Doma has none. Maru has one. Mama Bird's patio is better than Maru's. Parking, you gotta say goes to Mama Bird, as Judah's identified, with that pay-to-play lot literally next door to Mama Bird.
Plus on-street parking.
Plus on-street parking. Doma's got on-street parking. Mama Bird's got on-street parking. Only one of them has a parking lot literally next to them, Mama Bird.
Yeah,
Novelty factor, brand new,
because it's new.
goes to Mama Bird. Doma and Maru have been around.
Yeah.
X-
That may account for some extra feet over the
First 90 days,
yeah,
no doubt.
3 months or so, but eventually it'll taper off and people decide which one they like best, or they'll just flip a coin, or maybe this one week, this one next month, and
Huge X factor.
Try them all out.
Huge X factor. Mama Bird has the code building across the street from it, where you're probably going to have a couple thousand people at least in there when it's fully populated. Huge X factor there. Another X factor that we need to cover is the brand awareness and brand equity that Mama Bird built at the farmers market. It's not like this is a made from scratch business.
Right.
It's been for years at a market serving thousands of people.
Yeah.
In $10 and $12 fashions for those Bippin' bowls.
Yeah, some people know that know the brand and continue to go for it. Again, once
Neil Williamson is sharing a link of the dodo bird in the comment section.
Nice.
I know. We love Neil Williamson. He's going to be on Real Talk on Friday. Finish your thought there, J-Dubs.
once the weather turns, Maru's going to have, I don't know about an advantage, but they will have a lot of foot traffic once especially once events start returning to the pavilion. That's going to give them a lot of foot traffic running up and down the downtown mall.
Maru.
Yeah.
Well said. I wasn't going to highlight that. Director Judah Whitcower getting some props right there. That's for you, J-Dubs. Well said. Georgia Gilmer, I'm going to get to your comment about Walker and Buford. So very much one of the shows that's influenced me very much is Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon's PTI. That show was launched, pardon the interruption, that show was launched while I was at the University of Virginia. And oftentimes at 5:30 p.m., myself and fraternity brothers or classmates at UVA, we would gather usually with cold beers in our hands and watch PTI at 5:30. And one of the elements of PTI, pardon the interruption, with Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon, they do at the end of the show is they do corrections, comments. Stat Boy became a thing from PTI. Stat Boy is now the host of Around the Horn at 5 p.m. and he was birthed at PTI as Stat Boy. So if you see elements that need to be added to this discussion, we call them viewer and listener comments. We will relay those at the end of the show. And Georgia has a correction for us on the program. Georgia, I respect you tremendously in your contributions to this show. So Georgia Gilmer, I'm going to get to these comments here in a matter of moments from you. I promise. Queen of Keswick, I'll get to your comments here. Queen of Earlysville, Vanessa Parkhill, I'll get to your comments. King of Virginia Beach, Scott Aaronworth, I will get to your comments. And the...
Are those elected positions or?
The monikers I'm giving them? Yeah, we could do that. You know what? We should do that. The monikers are earned through contribution through the show. So the Queen of Keswick, Joanne Mackey, offers amazing contribution. The Queen of Earlysville, Vanessa Parkhill, offers amazing participation and contribution. The King of Virginia Beach, Esquire Scott Aaronworth, contributes frequently. What is Neil Williamson's moniker going to be? King of Content.
Yeah, that's good.
I feel somewhat jealous of the King of Content moniker, but that's okay. We'll give it to Neil. King of Content, Sir Neil Williamson, has earned that moniker right there. We'll get to your comments here. One other item out of the notebook before we get to viewer and listener comments. Williams-Sonoma and Stonefield closed. Williams-Sonoma, how do we describe Williams-Sonoma from a business model standpoint? I mean, how would you, beautiful better half, if you're watching the program, how would you describe Williams-Sonoma in a couple of copy points, 2 sentences of copy? I'm going to their website. Williams-Sonoma is, how do they describe themselves? Gosh, this website is so difficult to use. Luxury kitchenware.
Yeah, they're like the Sharper Image store for kitchenware.
America's leader in high-quality cookware and tools, electronics, and entertaining essentials. It's how Williams-Sonoma is describing itself. Here's what's intriguing about Williams-Sonoma's closing. When Williams-Sonoma opened in the shops of Stonefield, many were trepid and concerned about Monique and Steve at the Happy Cook in Barracks Road. Monique Moshier and Steve Belcher owned the Happy Cook. a power couple of retail in Charlottesville. And when Williams-Sonoma opened, a mile down the road from them, people were concerned about the Happy Cooks survival. And the reason they were concerned about the Happy Cooks survival was because Williams-Sonoma's got obscene pockets.
Yeah.
Where Steve and Monique, they're Charlottesvillians, Almore Countyans. Interestingly, the toe-to-toe battle, this heavyweight slugfest, the Tyson Holyfield, the Lakers Celtics, the Atlanta Braves New York Yankees, the Tony Bennett Mike Krzyzewski, went the way of Steve and Monique, and not the corporate big brand Williams-Sonoma.
I think part of that is the experiential, what's the word I'm looking for?
Omni-experiential.
Yeah.
Judah
they've
Whitcar
got
was learning.
classes and a personalized touch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Happy Cook, much like the queen of retail in Charlottesville's Patty Zeller,
Yeah.
you go to Animal Connection and you get a self-serve dog wash, you got grooming, you got education, you got dog training, you got the owner. Do you have her picture of her as Cupid?
Yes, I do.
Let me know when that's on screen. This is the owner of Animal Connection. I'm going to put this on screen. Her name is Patty Zeller. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. She's wearing, how do you describe that? A pink tutu?
That's a pink tutu and wings, and that's curbside service. There's a dog with his head out the window saying, "Hey, you gonna open that up and give me some of those treats?"
The owner of Animal Connection is dressed up as
Cupid.
Cupid.
Yeah.
Curbside Cupid.
Yeah.
Curbside Cupid. Williams-Sonoma ain't doing that.
No.
Steve and Monique do stuff like this. Why do you think Animal Connection is beating PetSmart like a drum?
Yeah. Personalized service.
Omni-experiential retail, where it's services provided that cannot be commoditized by online retail, specifically the devil, Amazon. Williams-Sonoma closed in the shops of Stonefield. The Happy Cook is the Tony Bennett to Williams-Sonoma's Mike Krzyzewski. And before I get to viewer and listener comments, and if you have a comment, get it in now. The Virginia men's basketball team back in action Saturday, 4 p.m., John Paul Jones Arena, 4 o'clock tip, Georgia Tech Rambling Wreck, the Yellow Jackets. The Wahoos, don't look now, are one of the hottest teams in college basketball. They beat Duke in thrilling fashion in an absolute dogfight in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Reese Beekman, if he is not on the short list for ACC Defensive Player of the Year, then one of these voters is huffing glue. Reese Beekman, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, the best player, the most valuable player on this Virginia roster. And a team that was left out for dead like a skunk on 250 in Keswick is now flirting with the NCAA men's basketball tournament. All right, comments. Judah, we got a correction here from Georgia Gilmer. Georgia Gilmer would not have posted this if we were not, did not need to be corrected. I respect you, Georgia Gilmer, quite a bit, especially the interactions we have through DM on Facebook. Did I misread? I thought the $75 million was just the price tag for Buford. Walker will be turned into a temporary facility until the preschool center is constructed, which would cost about $1,350,000 for the temporary facility and go toward installing step stools and bathroom sinks, adding outdoor learning in areas, making exterior improvements to the building. That's from the Daily Progress. So Georgia, Gilmer, $75 million just for Buford.
And that 10% increase is going to stay around.
10-cent
for the-
tax rate increase.
10 cent tax is going to stick around for the next, 9 years?
I mean, they normally don't trim them back. It's very rare that
Well,
they trim
no,
them back.
no, I know, but it's going to stick around just for that. What are they going to raise the taxes for next year or the
That's
year after?
terrifying to think about. I've thought about the same. And interestingly, the disparity with this, Neil Williamson, can you help me here? When this 10-cent tax rate increase happens, the disparity between tax rates in the city of Charlottesville versus Albemarle County will be even more substantial. It'll take it from 95 cents per $100 in value if the tax rate increases improve to, in fact, it's in the Daily Progress today. If the tax rate increase is approved, it takes it to $1.05 per $100 in assessed value. Albemarle County's Ginny Bixby has this in today's Daily Progress. She does a good job. Ginny, you do a good job. Here it is. Albemarle County's real estate tax rate is 85.4 cents for every $100 of real estate value. 85.4%. If council
Glad
approves
I'm in
the...
Albemarle.
Yeah, you're in Albemarle. I'm in Albemarle too. But you know what's going to happen?
People are going to leave Charlottesville.
No. Albemarle and Charlottesville are intertwined.
So you're saying that
Yeah,
Charlottesville is
exactly.
going to convince Albemarle to not make them look so bad?
In a comparable for that, to justify my argument, when the meals tax increases in the city of Charlottesville, Albemarle County increases its meals tax in the county of Albemarle. And they do this because of some crazy notion of people that don't know where the jurisdictions start or end. So they equalize them. Another example to justify my argument is the county of Albemarle and the city of Charlottesville are fighting for bus drivers because there's a driver shortage. And each time one incentivizes bus drivers to go work for them at a higher clip, the other one responds with a slightly better incentivized package. So Albemarle Countyans,
Bus driver tennis.
this is another reason to consider who you vote for Board of Supervisors. Yes, I'm running for Scottsville District, Albemarle County Board of Supervisors, and I'm going to ask for everyone who's watching this show or network support in voting for us in office. And this guy is going to be actively involved with the campaign of Judah Wickhauer. Albemarle County, its real estate tax rate is 85.4 cents for every $100 of real estate value. The city of Charlottesville's current real estate tax rate is 95 cents per $100 of real estate value. They're going to bump it up, mark my words, after 30 days to $1.05.
And so you think Albemarle will jump to 95?
I think Albemarle is going to raise its tax rate. It'll keep it slightly lower than Charlottesville, but it's going to raise its tax rate. Queen of Earlysville, Vanessa Parkhill, has this comment. Funny thing about how much council members are paid. So many meaningful jobs don't pay big money, but have a big impact on our lives. Nurses, teachers, priests, police officers. These careers require passion and commitment, and we hope they are rewarded by the outcomes of their efforts. Unfortunately, those rewards don't pay the mortgage or put gas in the car. Sad face emoji.
So true.
So true. She also adds, and I appreciate your support, Queen of Earlysville. When Jerry Miller and Steve Harvey win seats on the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors, I will feel better about the outlook for my property taxes. Thank you for that support. I'm responding, thank you, Vanessa, for that support. Literally, as I'm hosting this show. Thank you for that support. Means a lot. Queen of Earlysville. Enter, publish. Just sent it. Couple of other comments. Aaron King, one of Western Albemarle's finest graduates watching the show. Neil Williamson, Joanne Mackey, Queen of Keswick. I'll get to your comments here. This is the king of content, Neil Williamson. Despite the unanimity Say that word for me.
Unanimity.
Despite the unanimity. Can you say that 3 times fast?
Unanimity, unanimity, unanimity.
Okay, you did say. I couldn't say that 3 times fast.
I wasn't sure if I'd be
I
able
don't
to.
think I can even say it once. Despite the unanimity of both the Board of Supervisors and Charlottesville City Council party alignment, I contend there are many different divergent perspectives represented amongst the electeds. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
That's certainly true. I mean, you look at Mayor Snook. Mayor Snook, while a lifelong Democrat, Mayor Snook is very much a moderate. And then you had an independent in Nakia Walker, who was...
I don't know if I'd call her independent. She was very left, right? Correct?
Radical?
Radically left?
Radically neither left nor right? I don't know how you would describe it. I would say Michael Payne is a socialist. I'd say Michael Payne is a socialist.
Okay.
Who's going to argue against Michael Payne being a socialist? I'd say he's a socialist. Snook's a moderate. Pinkston's a moderate. Juan Wade, fairly moderate. McGill, leaning towards socialists, not as far as Payne, right?
Definitely.
Joanne Mackey, Queen of Keswick, code is still pretty empty. Last I was there, people were working remotely. They are techies, what techies do. I was disappointed for them when COVID arrived. I loved going to the downtown grill for grown-up financial professional after-work drink atmosphere. I was hoping code would add to it. It is a tough time. And I will say this. Joffrey Woodruff, the visionary behind code, should be commended and given props and applauded and lauded for his financial investment and the opportunity cost of his time in contributing to Charlottesville. Dude gave $125 million to create a new school, the data science school. Dude took an underperforming building in the ice park, and we all missed the ice park, but I'm going to cut to the chase. The ice park was underperforming. And its current iteration, an ice skating rink, it was not going to survive. And if Joffrey didn't come in and buy that, Mark Brown was going to shut that down. Because Joffrey's pockets are way deeper than Mark's. And Mark is a shrewd businessman, and he wasn't going to hemorrhage any more money with that ice rink. He was going to shut that thing down. And if you had the ice rink shut down, along with the extorting emperor of empty lots, Dewberry Hotel, also dilapidated, you would have had 2 tremendous eyesores on the downtown mall.
Yeah.
So Joffrey coming in and revitalizing the ice park as the center of developing entrepreneurs, aka Code, is a boom.
Yeah. And it'll fill up.
It will fill up.
It'll take some time, but
He had bad luck.
yeah. Everybody had bad luck.
Everyone had bad luck. Because some people had varying degrees of bad luck. Now, bad luck for him with Code is not really, let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not bad luck for the rest of us.
dude's locked and loaded over there. But bad luck from a timing standpoint from executing Code with COVID, specifically that project. So you commend him. Neil, for what it's worth, the Roanoke tax rate is $1.22 per 100, $1.22. Richmond's is $1.20. Roanoke and Richmond also have much greater stock of inventory that's at the disposal of marginalized citizens of their respective communities, though, Neil. Like Richmond City, you can find a home in the city of Richmond for in the 200K range. Charlottesville City, finding a home in the 200K range, you better be Bob Vila, Chip, and Joanna, or you're screwed. You think people still get the Bob Vila reference?
Yeah, there are enough people out there that'll still get that reference.
You get the Bob Vila reference, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's the program. Today's a good show. I miss connecting with you guys today. Western Albemarle's, one of Western Albemarle's finest graduates, Erin King. Love you, Erin King. EK, you know I love you. Dude, if anyone needs, I mean, she's got a phenomenal job at Feast. But Erin King, dude, I don't even want to like typecast you to restaurants, Erin. If anyone ever needs somebody that is just like a common sense organizer, badass, get stuff done, can take projects and make them great, it's Erin King. Hey, Jerry, just moved to downtown Scottsville. Rick, that's her man, can now walk to work. He's at the Bateau, right, Erin? Come have a drink with us when you visit. Erin King, amen, I will. A drink and then some. EK. All right, that's the program. I missed you guys. I love you guys. I love connecting with you guys through the I Love Seville show and the I Love Seville network. I love connecting with you guys through the program. And thank you so much for participating and engaging with the program today. For those that are asking, and I see a lot of you are, we'll archive all our shows wherever you get your podcasts, and on iloveseville.com. Judah Wickower, can you wave to your adoring fans over there, please? You need, we need your signature sign-off. Your signature sign-off.
That's not.
Come on, your signature sign-off. Walter Cronkite?
Walter, this is, I don't know what I said before.
This is you did the glasses. What's your signature?
This is the news.
Oh, God. For Judah, I'm Jerry. This is the I Love Seville show so long.